street food. Well, welcome back to another episode of Street Food Season 8. You know, I've covered a lot of snacks over the past several years, and I get new viewers to my channel coming on saying, hey, why don't you cover this? Why don't you do that snack? I love that input and feedback, by the way, but a lot of times it's a snack that I've already covered. So I'd like to create a playlist of some of my best episodes, maybe fan favorites. So if you're a long-time street foodie and you've got a favorite episode, please let me know in the comments below. Even if you don't remember the name of the episode, you can just be like, that one where you went parasailing. I'll go back through all the comments and then I'll create the playlist, which I can then recommend to new viewers to induct them into the street food canon. Today's snack is one that has appeared on our show before, but this is the first time I'm having it on the street. When I went to Guangzhou for my friend Summer's wedding, she took me to a Cantonese-style tea. In some areas that's known as a dim sum. It included a lot of snacks, but one of the snacks you can almost always find at a Cantonese tea is Chang Fen. So even though I do live somewhat differently than a lot of Americans choose to live, I do have a pretty regular weekly routine. Every morning I walk my daughter to the corner where she gets picked up for school. It's about a 5-minute walk. And on the way back, if I'm in the mood, I'm usually in the mood, I grab some breakfast. Many of the vendors on my corner are regulars and have a regular spot that they keep, but some of them are in and out. So you never know if what you want is gonna be there until you get there. But in the case of today's snack, you can tell from a long way off. If you see a big cloud of steam rising up, you know Chang Fen is in the house, or on the corner, whatever. Like many of the vendors on the corner, the Chang Fen cart is a 2-person effort. Each person has a specific part of the food prep to do. It starts with this rectangular metal sheet. Dude spreads some oil on it with a brush, cracks an egg on it, and then he adds a ladleful of liquid rice, which I'm pretty sure is made with sticky rice. Nope, it is just plain regular rice flour. He stirs up the egg and the rice stuff, tops it with a bit of chopped lettuce, and puts the whole sheet in a big steamer. It takes about 2 minutes for the stuff to cook through. That liquid rice turns into one big sheet of rice crepe. It's like a giant rice noodle. Not very firm. It's a loose noodle. Loose noodle. Is that a phrase? Is that a slang term, like a loose unit? You know what? Let's make it one. Hashtag loose noodle. You know, I'm not sure where that might go. Be careful with that hashtag. The egg and the lettuce have also cooked in with the loose noodle. He scrapes the whole business together into a pile and dumps it on a plate. His steamer has 3 drawers and he's constantly pulling one out, scraping it off, making another batch. There's a lot of steam. You can see why they're easy to spot from across the way. Now at this point, there's not a lot of flavor going on. And this is Shan. We need some flavor. She adds a kind of peppery gravy, some jiu cai, some pickled vegetable, and some chilies to the dish to make it more palatable for the locals.
广东的和你们的有什么区别？
5 kwai, less than $1. You can get it to go or you can eat it on the street. So you get some long folds of rice noodle, the steamed egg, the cooked lettuce, which is a little weird, but I like it. Most of the flavor is coming from the toppings. I don't eat Chang Fen every week, but when I'm in the mood for it, it really hits the spot. Do you like noodles for breakfast? Have you ever had noodles for breakfast? How do you feel about the concept of noodles for breakfast? Pretty awesome, right? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to mention your favorite street food episode.
Eat it on the street. Watch out for the parasites.
Street food.
First time I've had not a cart owner, but just another customer at the place ask me not to film, or kind of tell me not to film. He's like, hey, don't take pictures. So I try to be polite. I try to always ask, the cart owner, is it cool if I make a video? And sometimes it's hard for me to gauge their response. Sometimes they don't say anything and they just kind of smile. Sometimes they look like they don't want me to film, but maybe they're just being shy, or maybe they actually don't want me to, but they're trying to be polite. It's actually pretty hard. And then with the language barrier, sometimes they'll straight up tell me something and I'm not sure what they're saying.